Okay, we'll start compound interest today. The first part we will do as compound interest without using formula, and then we will do compound interest using formula. Now you have done this in already in class 8. You have done both simple and compound interest you have done, but most of you don't understand the difference between SI and CI, and that is very important for this chapter. And especially there are some sums which is related with this concept of compound interest and simple interest. So if you don't understand the concept of SI and CI, you will be unable to understand those type of sums. So very important. So first of all, what is simple interest? Simple interest means it is that the principal remain constant. The original sum that we are borrowing or lending to somebody, the interest is calculated directly on that sum. And compound interest actually means principal changes every year. So first of all, I am going to compound interest. First of all, see what we have already done, SI. Now suppose a sum of money is borrowed by somebody, 1000 rupees for 3 years, and rate is 10%. Now how the interest is calculated? Now SI for first year. Now since rate is 10%, that will be 10% of this principal, 1000. So SI for first year will be 10% of 1000. That is rupees 100. Now if the person pays back, pay this money back, then he have to pay rupees 1000 plus 100, 1100. But suppose the person could not pay in the first year, then second year again he have to pay interest. Now SI for second year will be again 10% of 1000. So again another 100 rupees. Now if the person wants to pay back, then he have to pay back how much? 1000 plus first year 100 rupees interest, second year again 100 rupees interest. The interest is same. Now why the interest is same? Because the principal is same, 1000. Third year again, SI for third year is again 10% of 1000. So finally, if he wants to pay back after 3 years, then this is the amount. So we can say that amount, or first of all, let us see total SI is how much? Total SI he have to pay is 100 plus 100 plus 100, that is rupees 300, and the amount he will pay will be 1000 plus 300, and that is rupees 1300. So this is how we calculate SI. And you can see SI is same for every year because the principal is constant for every year. So we don't actually use this method because this is a long method. Now for 5 years you have to do 5 times, and therefore directly we use a formula SI equals to P into R into T by 100. Now if I put principal as 1000, rate is 10%, and by 100, and then time is 3 year means into 3. So this 100 rupees into 3 becomes 300. So therefore the time is 3. Now if the time is 4, the SI will come as 400. So here we are getting directly as rupees 300 as SI, and from there we get the amount also, 1000 plus 300 is equal to rupees 1300. So that is the amount. Now let us see, if this person takes this amount, this principal, borrows this principal in compound interest, then how will he pay and what will pay? Now in compound interest what happens, as I told you, the principal changes every year. That is, amount at the end of first year becomes principal for the second year, and so on. That means the principal amount at the end of second year becomes principal for third year, and so on. Now why it happens? Why we actually do that? Because actually this compound interest actually means interest charged on interest. Interest on interest. We have to pay interest on interest itself also. Now suppose the same amount, principal rupees 1000, time is 3 years and rate is 10%. If a person borrows, then in the first year, interest for first year, so we calculate like this without formula, interest for first year. Symbolically we take it as I1. Now first year the principal we take as 1000, time is 1, rate is 10 by 100. So first year the interest is 100, and therefore the first year the amount is 1100. Now if this person wants to repay back after 1 year, then the person have to pay 1100. So that means in case of simple interest and in case of compound interest, the first year amount is same. So the person will pay rupees 1100 and will clear the debt after 1 year. Now suppose this person don't pay after 1 year, and since he is not paying this 1100 after 1 year, for the second year now interest will be charged on this amount because he has not paid back. So that interest, so ultimately this amount means the interest is charged on 1000 rupees, the interest is charged on 100 rupees, that becomes 1100. So 1000 rupees is the original principal, and the interest is also charged on this 100 rupees. That means in fact interest is charged on interest, and therefore for interest for second year, symbolically we will take I2. Now the amount at the end of first year becomes principal for the second year. So second year we will take 1100 as principal, time as 1, rate as 10, and by 100. So that means it is 110 now. You can see the second year the interest has also increased, but in compound interest the interest was remaining same. But second year the interest, now the first year interest was 100. Now if you calculate 10% of 100, you get how much? 10 rupees. So you see second year a 10 rupees extra interest is charged. 10 rupees means it is interest on this 100 rupees. So therefore the second year interest become 110 now. Now what is the amount now? Amount at the end of second year, this previous amount he was due, so that is 1100, and this interest. So now the amount becomes 1210 after 2 years. So now if the person wants to repay back after second year, he have to pay this amount 1210. Understand? But in case of simple interest, if you want to pay back, he have to give 1200. 1000 plus 100 for the first year plus 100 for the second year, 1200. But in compound interest you see 1200, 10 rupees altogether. Now we will calculate interest for third year. Now interest for third year, again symbolically I will take I3. Now amount at the end of second year becomes principal for the third year, so that is 1210. Time is 1, rate is 10, and by 100, 1 to 1. And now what we get? Amount at the end of third year. Amount at the end of third year means previous amount was 1210, means principal and interest. So 1210 plus rupees 121. So finally I get rupees 1331. So that means at the end of 3 years the amount become this, and that means he have to pay this amount and to clear the debt. Okay, now I can also explain you again this concept. Now total CI, what you got? You see total CI, we got I1 plus I2 plus I3. Now I1 plus I2 plus I3 means 100 plus 110 plus 121 is equal to rupees 331. Or we can also say CI is equal to final amount minus principal. So final amount at the end of third year is how much? And then principal was 1000. How much? So finally you can see we are getting again CIS 331. Now we can also explain, if you see, okay, if you can understand here, if you see our first year interest was how much? Rupees 100. And the second year interest was how much? If you see 110. Now you see second year interest 110. Why? I told you compound interest means interest charged on interest. So first year my interest was 100. Second year my interest will be last year interest 100 plus 10% of that. Plus 10% of 100. You see 100 plus 10, how much you are getting? You are getting 110, and you see we are getting 110, and that's the reason we have taken 1100 as principal. This 100 means 10% of 1000, that is 100, and this 10 rupees means what? 10% of 100, that is 10 rupees. So we get 100 plus 10, so 110. Just we are just showing you the relationship, how the interest is also increasing by 10% because every year the interest is charged on interest. Now third year interest will be how much? Third year interest will be 110, that was the last year interest, and with that last year interest again another interest is added. How much? 10%. Again if you see how much you are getting, 110 plus 11, how much you are getting? Again you see 121, and if you see in the third year interest we are getting 121. So understand, compound interest means last year interest plus interest on interest. Again last year interest plus interest on interest, and that is the reason we are doing what? We are taking principal as the amount at the end of first year become principal for second year, and amount at the end of second year become principal for third year. So that's the concept of compound interest. Okay, copy this.